Live from the Caterpillar Global Communications Center at Bradley University, this is BUTV News.
Good evening and welcome to BUTV News. I'm Max McGirt.
And I'm Terza Christopher. Let's take a look at the news. BUTV's Andrew Crank obtained an exclusive interview with Bradley Provost Dr. Walter Zakahi on the recent major cut proposals this past Wednesday. Let's take a look.
Protest, anger, and uncertainty over a memo sent out to Bradley University staff by Provost Dr. Walter Zakahi proposing cuts to a number of majors and departments. BUTV obtained an exclusive interview with Provost Zakahi to address concerns with the proposals. Provost Zakahi says that it has become much more difficult to run a university in today's changing world.
Like much of universities all over the country, what we're finding is that the number of incoming freshmen is dwindling, and it's not a problem just for Bradley. It is simply there are fewer 18-year-olds. There are fewer people graduating from high school, and so as a result, there are a dwindling number of students, and so we don't have new money to invest into these programs, and so we had to look at programs and figure out which programs were in lower demand by students, which programs didn't do as well on the set of metrics. And so those programs were the ones that we looked at to propose for elimination.
Provost Zakahi says that Bradley University has a responsibility to honor and fulfill obligations made to students who are currently enrolled in the majors that are in the proposed cuts.
So we certainly have a moral responsibility for students to complete the degrees, but we also have an actual responsibility. We're accredited by the Higher Learning Commission. Mm-hmm. And if we're going to close programs down, we have to guarantee that the students have a reasonable opportunity to complete the degrees.
Provost Zakahi says that the future of the staff and the proposed cuts is uncertain, but that in the present there would be no immediate changes that would be going into effect for this semester.
There is certainly the possibility that some faculty are going to lose their jobs. That is one of the potential outcomes. But there's a fairly long glide path here, right? Because we have to teach out the program. We have students who have deposited for this fall. I would expect that most or all of the faculty would have at least 4 years where they would be able to continue to teach.
Provost Zakahi says that no decisions regarding students and staff are easy to make or lightly taken, especially with a decision such as this.
We have to make what I would describe as some very difficult decisions at times so that we can invest in the future of the institution. Ultimately, what I'm trying to do is invest in Bradley's future and make sure that we have the kinds of programs that are going to attract students to Bradley and continue to attract students to Bradley.
While Provost Zakahi's proposed cuts have yet to be approved, it will be a while before any of the proposals would take effect on campus. For BUTV News, I'm Andrew Crank in Peoria, Illinois.
This past Saturday, Shore Acres Park in Chillicothe hosted their annual Eagle Watch breakfast. The annual event is held in the Shore Acres Clubhouse with the goal of raising community awareness about the bald eagle population in Illinois. The event also educates about other birds of prey native to the area. Awards were given out to local artists and photographers that photographed and painted pictures of bald eagles. Shore Acres Park Executive Director Kevin Yates had this to say about the event.
Visit this historic facility, have breakfast here, hear some storytelling from some of our entertainment providers, see birds of prey from Wildlife Prairie Park, and take in the very beautiful Illinois River this time of year that's partially frozen. We've got snow coming down. See some eagles, see some of those natural exhibits that come along with life along the Illinois River, and have a great morning.
The conclusion of the event ended with the dedication of a brand new eagle viewing telescope, which will be fully installed in the spring on a permanent base. For future events, please contact the Chillicothe Park District for more information.
According to the Princeton Review's Best Value Colleges for 2020, Bradley has been named one of the nation's best institutions for undergrads, as well as one of the top 25 in the nation for internship opportunities. The Best Value Colleges ranking lists the top 200 schools that provide the best return on investment based on more than 40 data points, broadly covering academics, affordability, and career preparation. The Princeton Review reports that Bradley's biggest advantages are that it combines both large and small school benefits and is dedicated to getting all students real work experience before they graduate. Longtime IT department employee Jeff Hibbard has passed away. Hibbard worked at Bradley for 43 years before retiring last year. Although you might not know who he was, he designed and coded many of the systems all of us use every day. Everything from unlocking doors with your ID to Webster to the system for entering grades. Bradley flags on campus will fly at half-staff for 3 days in honor of Hibbard's memory.
On Friday, Get Fit, Stay Fit hosted the Fit Fair in Markin Rec Center. Students received a free tote bag and t-shirt at the entrance and had the chance to visit different vendors. Athletico, Hy-Vee, local stores, and Bradley student organizations passed out health and fitness tips. Fair goers could try their hand in a pull-up competition and, this year, could challenge a Bradley athlete to a duel. It was usually in game of beanbags. After exploring the vendors, students could collect raffle tickets for prizes, which included an Amazon Echo Show and a new bicycle.
If you've seen any copy of Bradley Magazine or photos on Bradley's website, then you have probably seen the work of university photographer Dwayne Zare. To explore his career, Anthony Landau takes us behind the camera in this week's Someone You Should Know.
Since coming to Bradley in 1993, Dwayne Zare has been the man behind the camera as Bradley's university photographer. But after 26 years, Zare decided it's time to retire. His last day will be in March. He's captured concerts, sporting events, and the aesthetics and angles of campus you don't see. In 2010, he met former Tonight Show host Jay Leno on a visit to Bradley. He's had a run-in with President Bill Clinton in Washington, D.C., and comedian Jerry Seinfeld in Los Angeles. The moments are frozen in time, but how they get there has changed during his time at Bradley. Zare says he started working with digital cameras and Photoshop in the early 2000s, a game changer which would allow him to achieve perfection in a photo and even some creative pieces like this one, multiple drone shots of campus spliced together. But Zare says the nostalgia and smell of film development in a darkroom doesn't entice him anymore. He's content behind the screen.
You know, seeing that it is kind of magic, putting a piece of paper in an orange lit room and watching an image pop up on paper, but it's not something I'd ever want to go back to again. I'm much happier having the control that we have here.
But on the side, he's just as a fan of water landscapes as he is of campus landscapes. With more than 400 ocean dives under his belt, Zare has photographed fish and coral life, photos which line his office. After retiring, he wants to take the 40-foot schooner he and his wife bought up to Lake Michigan.
And eventually, hopefully, we want to do the entire circumnavigation of the eastern half of the U.S. It's called the Great Loop. It takes about a year to do and 5,000 miles. So.
As for whoever comes after him, Zare advises it's important for them not to stay behind the camera, but to engage with the Bradley community.
I would say don't look at the campus as an outsider, be involved, get to know people, not just faculty and other staff, but part of the fun of my 26 years was knowing a lot of students, you know, and running into them on campus. Become a part of Bradley and you'll do your job better, and Bradley will be better for it.
For BUTV News, I'm Anthony Landau.
This past Sunday, the women of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated kicked off their Delta Week with their Black History Month celebration. This ceremony was one of many events promoted by the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. The sorority hosted the annual ceremony in the Student Center Ballroom. This year's theme focused on the evolution of African American music through the decades. Guests were encouraged to wear red, green, or black attire to represent the Pan-African flag. Performances focused on the different genres of music such as R&B, hip-hop, jazz, pop, and gospel. Students from the P413 Dance Academy performed during the ceremony as they did a tribute to American African dance culture. Several Bradley students were able to showcase their talent by performing some of their own work.
Today we hosted our first event of our Delta Week, which was our annual opening Black History ceremony. And basically it was a tribute to African American music and history. And I believe that this event is important because a lot of people on the campus need to know the roots of where music started.
For more upcoming events from the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta, be sure to contact a member of Delta Sigma Theta on campus. Will it snow and be warm and sunny this week? Well, we'll find out after the break with weather reporter Hernan Gutierrez.
And Morgan Wells will be giving us all the details about this past Sunday's Academy Awards ceremony.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Hernan, when will I be able to wear dresses again?
And I want shorts.
Yeah, I don't have good news for you guys. There's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel starting in the next week, but it's not going to be shorts weather like last weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, so taking over a look at our radar, we will be seeing a lot of blue and green all over the state of Illinois. So there's going to be a lot of precipitation from Chicago to St. Louis, unfortunately. We can expect the snow to go in well into the night, ending somewhere around early tomorrow morning, around 4 a.m. And tomorrow will not get any better temperature-wise, as we'll see in a bit. And you can expect anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of snow in some areas. Taking a look at our current temperatures, right now we are right as where you would expect for this time of the year. We are either at or below freezing in most of Illinois. By Chicago, we are at 32 degrees. Same with here in Peoria. And a little warmer down by St. Louis at 36 degrees. Taking a look up near Wisconsin, up near Madison, there's something funny going on over there with a 96 degrees. It looks like it's summer in Wisconsin for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. But finally, taking a look at our 5-day forecast. Again, and it's not a bright outlook for us going into next week. It's going to get colder going into the weekend. As you see, we have a low of -2 on Thursday and a low of 8 continuing on to the weekend, finally warming up a bit, but it's going to be raining to start the week off on Monday. Now it's time for your entertainment news with Morgan Wells.
Here's a quick recap of the Oscar winners for those who missed the show on Sunday. Winner of Best Original Screenplay, Best Picture, Best Director, and International Feature Film was Bong Joon-ho's Parasite. Best Actor was given to Joaquin Phoenix in Joker, and Best Actress was awarded to Renee Zellweger in Judy. And Best Achievement in Cinematography was awarded to Roger Deakins, 1917. Highlights of the 92nd Academy Awards include comedy icons Steve Martin and Chris Rock delivering the show's opening monologue, Brad Pitt's acceptance speech as the Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Billie Eilish's moving performance dedicated to celebrities who had lost their lives in the past year. For more information from this year's ceremony, check out oscar.go.com. Parasite won 4 major Academy Awards Sunday, becoming the first ever Korean film to pick up Oscars in those categories. According to The Hollywood Reporter, a limited television series based on the thriller has been in the works. Director Bong Joon-ho is currently working with American director Adam McKay to bring this limited series to HBO. And this past Saturday on NBC, Justin Bieber performed on SNL alongside rapper Quavo, where Justin Bieber promoted his new album Changes that drops this Valentine's Day. And as Valentine's Day approaches, more romantic content is being streamed on Netflix. One of Netflix's most watched original films in 2018, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, is making a comeback. It will be released later tonight. Another show that Netflix has renewed its contract with is Sex Education. The show will be returning for season 3 next January. Netflix is looking at another prosperous year.
I am excited. Parasite was a phenomenal movie. I'm excited to see the series.
It's amazing.
Got to get HBO Go first. Anyways, after this, we'll experience some art with Bradley's Visual Voices display.
And why the BU Muslim Student Association is spreading awareness across campus.
And this is Tess from Vivo's Do It Yourselfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old t-shirt.
It's not garbage, it's actually a brand new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
This past Thursday, Bradley's art department held their annual Bunn Lectureship in photography. For over 20 years, Bradley alum Jacob and Lori Bunn have brought and nationally and internationally recognized photographers to Bradley's campus with a goal of broadening and enriching students' educational experience. This year, students heard from professional photographer Dornith Dougherty and her art exhibition and lecture, Archiving Eden. Here's BUTV's Keegan Burkhart with more.
This past Thursday, February 6th, the Bunn Lectureship in Photography took place in the Horowitz Auditorium at the Caterpillar Global Communications Center. Internationally known photographer Dornith Dougherty was brought in as a keynote speaker to give a lecture over her most recent exhibition, Archiving Eden.
Well, I am very excited to be here at Bradley University today, and I'll be talking about my long-term photographic and art project concerning global seed banks and the quest to preserve biodiversity on Earth.
To fulfill her long interest of how humans impact the land we live on, Dougherty has traveled to 5 continents to explore various seed vaults and observe the activities of the research scientist. She started in her homeland of Texas at the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center and even worked her way to the Svalbard Global Seed Vault located just south of the North Pole. Upon the completion of this project, her passion and creative mindset was fueled to combine art and science to produce her exhibition, Archiving Eden.
What makes me passionate about my work is the importance of the situation we find ourselves in, where climate change and global instability has caused the need for more assertive action on the part of humans to protect our environment.
Following the lecture, students and those in attendance were invited to a reception at the Hoosier Art Gallery, where Doherty's work is currently being shown. This gave them the opportunity to have a visual representation of what was spoken on during the lecture, as well as interact with the artist and the work itself.
I guess what the takeaway for me would be is the power of art at the intersection of science to raise awareness about important global issues.
Archiving Eden will still be on display at the Hoosier Art Gallery until Thursday, February 20th. For more information on this project and the artist, you can visit www.dornitdoherty.com/archiving-eden. For BUTV News, I'm Keegan Burkhart.
Muslim women are faced with misconceptions every day. Well, this past Friday, the Muslim Student Association hosted a hijab awareness event to bring awareness to Muslim women and the importance of hijabs. The Muslim Student Association hosted the event in honor of National Hijab Day, which is normally celebrated on the 1st of February every year. The purpose of the event is to inform people on the importance of wearing hijabs and to break the stereotypes that Muslim women face across the globe. Guest speakers included Dr. Rahmat Nalla and Aisha Basit, who both spoke on women's rights and misconceptions in Islam. Students were given the opportunity to ask several questions.
A hijab event hosted by the Bradley MSA, the Muslim Student Association. It was an event that we hosted for World Hijab Day that was on February 1st. This is just an awesome event to have for students to learn about the hijab, why Muslim men and women wear it, and how we are wearing it every day in America.
Or a major Students were also able to take away hijab and have a free meal from MSA. If you are interested in learning more about the Muslim Student Association, follow their Instagram page at Bradley MSA.
Next, we'll take a look at what's happening in Bradley sports with Larry Larson.
And we'll see what campus events are going on this Valentine's week.
For too long, there's been too much silence.
We've stepped back when we should have stepped up.
We lack the bravery to have the tough conversations.
It stops now.
It stopped with us.
As campus leaders, we recognize that sexual assault is a real problem.
And it's time to take action.
We're standing together as a community because this issue affects all of us.
And we can only end it if we are braver together.
Starting now, we don't look the other way. We make it a move and do something.
Before it's too late.
We promote a culture of respect for all students.
We say something even when it's easier to remain silent.
We stand up for survivors.
We never blame them.
We hold our friends, our leaders, our teammates,
and ourselves accountable for our actions.
And when we see something wrong, we're brave enough to interrupt. We say something. We do something.
We watch out for each other.
Always.
Being a Bradley Brave means
ending the silence.
Together, we can work to end sexual assault and rape culture in our community.
Together, we can do the right thing.
Together, we can do the brave thing. Make your move and stand with us.
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 And we can all be braver together.
How are people supposed to play any sports with all of this snow?
Well, it does work for the good of indoor sports, right, Larry?
It does, and luckily for Bradley, indoor sports are what's popular right now. Of course, we've got basketball season, but we're going to start our sports report this week with Bradley softball. Bradley softball opened their season in roller coaster fashion last weekend as they took on 4 teams at the Troy Cox Classic in very warm Las Cruces, New Mexico. The team started the season with a bang, beating 20th ranked Arkansas 3-2, thanks to a 2-run home run from junior Jillian Navarro and a complete game in the circle from senior Emma Jackson. However, the Braves would go on to lose 3 straight games, falling against New Mexico State 13-4, Nebraska 8-1, and Arkansas in a rematch 12-1. Bradley finished on a high note, though, beating Texas El Paso 10-zip. Courtesy of a 4 RBI performance from Kaylia Wysocki. Amy Hayes and company will travel to California this weekend for the Golden State Classic starting this Friday. Also very warm weather in California. As for tennis, they also play inside. For the second time in 3 weeks, Bradley junior Sandra Moliton has been named the Missouri Valley Conference Tennis Singles Player of the Week. The Braves' #1 singles player has a 5-0 record so far this season, helping the team to 2 early spring victories. Moliton's undefeated record will be back on the line this weekend when UW-Milwaukee travels to the clubs at River City for an 11 a.m. match on Sunday. Now for some basketball action. The Bradley women's basketball team regained their winning stride last Friday, beating Illinois State 66-62 at Redbird Arena. Sophomore Laisha Petrie led the way with a game-high 22 points, including 4 3-pointers. Junior Nyjah White wasn't far behind with 17 of her own, and senior Chelsea Brackman added 12, including her 1,000th career point. The Braves return to Renaissance Coliseum this weekend to take on Valparaiso at 7 p.m. on Friday and Loyola at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Now over to men's basketball. The BU men's basketball team snapped a 2-game skid of their own over the weekend as they beat Evansville on Sunday 69-58. The game marked the return of junior forward Elijah Childs, who had missed 12 of the last 13 games with a right hand injury. The preseason All-MVC selection didn't seem to have any rust as he signaled his return with a 19-point, 11-rebound performance, his 4th double-double of the season. Senior Darryl Brown scored a game-high 22 points to help move the Braves to 7-5 in conference play. The team will wrap up its 2-game homestand tonight versus Indiana State, who the Braves are in a 4th-place deadlock with. The game is a rematch of Bradley's 61-53 loss in Terre Haute on January 25th. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Last but not least, baseball season's underway, so you better get ready for a brand new day. Hey Peoria, what do you say? Your Braves play this Friday. That's right, despite the cold temperatures here in central Illinois, Bradley baseball does get underway this weekend in San Antonio, Texas, as the Braves take on Incarnate Word for a 3-game series. There are some high expectations for the squad this year, as it returns the majority of its lineup from last season's 31-win ball club. The first pitch of the 2020 season is slated for 6:30 on Friday evening.
It is going to be cold out there on Friday for baseball.
Not in San Antonio. I hope not.
That's true. That's a great point. There's other stuff going on at Bradley campus. In addition to sports, there are other events this week. Stay tuned after the break to find out more.
And later on, the Liverpools will perform their song Vacant.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked. Thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it! I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Let's take a look at some events around campus this week. What's a better way to celebrate Valentine's Day than with doggos and donuts? This Friday from 1 to 3 p.m., Wags for Mags is hosting a donut party with Starbucks coffee and Krispy Kreme donuts in the Student Center. Donuts are $2 for one or $8 for a dozen. For purchasing, you are granted adorable photos with the dogs. Now, let someone know you love them this Valentine's Day by sending them a potato with a sweet message on it. Camp Kasem and Sigma Delta Tau are in the Student Center until 7 p.m. tonight collecting orders. If you can make it, you can also order some potato grams by texting the number shown on the screen. The potatoes will be delivered on Friday. The Smith Career Center is hosting a Resume Critique Day this Friday in the Student Center Ballroom from noon to 4 p.m. Employer partners from around the area will be volunteering their time to help you in looking over your resume for future use. Snacks will be provided.
Well, that's it for BUTV News this week. I'm Terza Christopher.
I'm Larry Larson.
I'm Morgan Wells.
I'm Adon Gutierrez.
And I'm Max McGirt. We leave you tonight with a performance from the Liverpools. Have a great night.
It's the sea and our mind just floating on from what we could have said, from what was left unread below. I feel a light was in my life, and now it's time to let it go and come. First get my flow, but so within my rise to take back what is mine. Bigger in the show club, but then it blows below. I feel a drive, paper in the sky. You're too far from well. You're so hung up on what you could have done. Don't hurry up, but don't let time drag on. And if you wanna say goodbye to your friends, just make sure to make amends. Dig it all the way to the sand, and dig it up when you spend. It's not the end, you're drowning in a later fix. Via to man and rinse and then repent below. I am enticed to lionize, run with the tide. Plug in the car, stuck it in the mud. It's nice to be concise, decriminalize, turning into ice. The golden lies below. I feel alive, biffer in the sky. You're too far from well. If it takes a little time to make it right, I guess it's fine. Make sure to pick up your head And if you wanna say goodbye to your friends, but just make sure to play test. Take it all the way to the sun, and then take it up where they spread.